Okay, welcome. I have Rose here today. We are doing our last produced show of the year. And, you know, one of the earlier shows, much earlier in this spring, Rose, you were a huge help when I was kind of uptight during one of the shows, too. Did you notice? Back in the spring. Anyways, Rose was a great addition to the show. I think Jong actually is the one who said, maybe Rose should do the show with you. And she calmed me down, and we worked well together. We've done lots of impromptu in the warehouse, tours of the showroom, shows together, and had fun doing that. But I definitely wanted to have Rose here today for our last produced show because it's great gift ideas. So Rose, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Upstairs.
Thank you, Mark, for inviting me. I know this is a very special show. Although I'm not used to doing this, but you know, it's going to be a great show for sure, especially when we talk about gifts, which I love, you know. Right?
Yes, for sure.
You too.
For sure. Yeah, we all do. We all love gifts, and we wanted to come up with some concepts for great gift ideas with this sphere of the Mark Roberts sphere of gifts and stuff and fun stuff. And so, I mean, what is December? You were just saying before we went live about the joy of giving.
Correct.
And how special this season is. It's a season of giving. And we're giving gifts, we're giving ourselves, we're giving pleasure, we're giving the joys of fun stuff when we get things. So we just want to talk to you about that and enjoy these pieces. So we also decided we're going to make a last minute change, and we decided we would do it live. And so you wanted to, it was Rose's idea, we had to have something special to start out in the center. And so we will show you that by first starting out with the Spirit of Hope Fairy, which is here. And I should have told you, John, I'm going to jump up. We didn't plan all this yet. But we've got the Spirit of Hope Fairy, and great gift idea. Why is it a great gift idea? Well, you're wearing pink today. You're perfect. Perfect starting. So because I would say this is the gift that gives more than once, because a certain amount of money for each sale goes to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, which is dedicated to research and spending money on cures and care of breast cancer survivors, making them survivors. So we've been doing this Breast Cancer Fairy since I believe 2006, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. So more than a dozen years, maybe 14, 15 years. We're going on 15, we're 15 years of doing this. Yes. So great organization, and we like this as our starting point and our centerpiece of here, but we are still going to change this table here. So as we do some of these things, Zhong's frowning now because he did this great display. You know, he just came back from a well-deserved vacation, does this great display, and then Rose and I are going to tear apart only one part of it. And you, Rose, came up with a great spot where this will go, which is in the stocking. Yep. Great little stocking stuffer. So
should
I would go just like this, great concept, and have him just kind of hanging out there. We didn't plan this, so I'm going to hook him on there. And there he is, being difficult as is to be expected. You know, we should have tried this before we...
That's okay. Okay.
But cute little, let me get out of the way. Cute little fun stocking stuffer, the small size fairy. And then the medium size is going to go on a... You want to cut him down?
Yes.
I'm going to take his ornament off his hand for a minute.
This is going to be here, Mom, dear. Or
wherever you take it off at. You've seen us talk about doing things like taking the fairies, and this is the medium size. Yes. So how fun. So imagine this is the gift box that the Spirit of Hope in the medium or large size comes in. Why can't you tie him on to this great bow that Zhong did like 5 minutes before we went live, and put him on top of the box, set him there. Come on. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Okay, talk, and I will just hold.
No, I think he's good. I think he's good, actually. I think he's going to good. Let's see. Now, we didn't tie him on because there he goes. But you would tie him on with a ribbon also. John, I'm going to pick it up and show them, but I'm going to hold him at the same time. But how pretty is this? I'm going to put it in front of me so that you can get the backdrop. But what a great way to do your gift is to put the gift on top. Weigh your box down so they think they got something else coming. And maybe they're disappointed at the end, I'm not sure. But a fun, there's nothing inside but that gift box. But you could also put something nice inside. You could put a $20 bill or a $100 bill inside, you know? You'd be happy with that, right?
Oh, yeah, very much.
So it's fun to put your gift on the outside of the gift wrap because you're doing the gift wrapping. Jong added some flowers, some ribbons. There's great little stuff. I don't know where you found it all, but it's just like stuff we had hanging around.
That's such a great idea. Huh, Mark?
So, okay, so then I'm going to just put this under the tree for right now, next to my favorite little doggy. I'll talk to you about him later. All right, and then this guy, we didn't have a plan for him. Can I have the scissors? Because I think Renee, oh no, he's not tied on. He's not tied on. So this guy is just going to just go here. I'm going to set him down right over here because he doesn't have to leave the show. He just gets to sit down under the tree. And we're going to, this was the old pedestal crown that we used on the last show or two. I don't know what's going to happen when I take this out.
Okay.
But can I hand this to you, John?
Do you want me
then,
to pick up this?
Yeah. Rose said we need, this is the wreath, by the way, that Renee did at the last show. So we're just reusing that, putting a book inside there. And then Rose has suggested we put a nativity. And how important is that? Because that's the reason for our Christmas. And how beautiful is that? Can we get a good zoom of that with from the wreath? Get the whole wreath and everything first, John. How pretty that wreath that Renee did last week.
Beautiful.
How nice that is, surrounding the Holy Family. We raise them up to give them a little bit more importance, which they deserve. And how elegant is that? And
it would be nice to have like the lights also.
oh, the fairy lights or the twinkle lights would be great. The battery operated ones, excellent.
Yes, that would be
Excellent.
nice too.
So that would make a great centerpiece on your coffee table or somewhere. And, you know, the Nativity is the reason why we have Christmas. And so it's important that while we love the fairies, the Santas, and the elves, and all these great characters, they're not going away. But it's important that we ground ourselves and we remind ourselves that
Yes.
Christmas is about the birth of Jesus. And that's what we're celebrating. So that's why we're joyful. That's why we have fairies and elves and Santas and
Correct.
things.
But all the festivities will be incomplete.
Correct.
But Christmas is not complete without the Holy Family or the nativity set.
For sure.
Right?
For sure. For me, in my growing up, my mother told me about the Nativity every Christmas for years, probably maybe 8 years in a row while I was a kid. And so it really embedded that story into my psyche, so to speak. So anyways, what a very special piece. And this guy is just called the Holy Family, 16-inch. So he's a smaller size. He's not real big. He's not intimidating. We do some huge nativities. We do some big, huge, gorgeous ones, which I think her name is Maria. Yeah, you know who it is.
Maria,
She's posted some gorgeous, her Facebook post is, I think,
Collection.
ELLO, I don't remember, gorgeous posts and gorgeous pictures. She's really talented with some of the larger pieces. And I love those pieces. I have some bigger pieces myself, and I keep some out all the time, so, of the Nativity. So,
If they want to get it, William Glenn. for
William
sure.
Glenn has this?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So maybe
Support
the
our
others.
marketplace retailers, please. I know you do. So, and they support us and they support you. So that's great to get those. And you know, these ornaments that we did, this is from last show, the ornament kits, those boxes of 16 and 25. William Glenn got those, and the store William Glenn, and one other store. You forgot.
No. I just shipped it yesterday. It was
Holiday
in
House.
Texas.
Oh, in
Yeah.
Texas. Okay.
Yeah,
Holiday
there's one in
House.
Texas.
Holiday House Interiors in
Montrose.
Montrose,
Yeah.
California, and then Fred Miller, right?
Yes.
Fred Miller in Houston.
Yeah.
So anyways, you can get those at some different retailers if you want some of these fun festive colors. And I like showing you this with this very traditional nativity because it shows you that these really bright colors are very stylish.
Right.
So
And don't forget, you signed the box too.
I did forget. I
Set.
did forget that I did sign the boxes before they shipped.
Yeah.
Let's go over into the kitchen area and look at some of the other pieces that we have today.
Is it okay to
You can be in
stand
front. You can be on this side.
here? Okay.
You're good. Come on this way. You can look that way. Here we go. We didn't plan any of this. Here you go.
Okay,
You're on this
okay,
side. You're
okay.
in. You're in. You get to grab and hold. So we're going to look first at the Candy Cane Dreams Fairies, the African American one, right there. And we do, most of the African American fairies and elves have been sold out or selling
Yes.
down fast. So you see these, you love them, get them when you can. Again, they make great gifts for people, and they're just great to have. I love the candy canes on him. I love his hat with that really unique style on the hat. And that's one of Zhong's drawings to come up with that great concept of the hat, how he, gives us all that fun stuff, and then I get to put the fabrics together and figure out how to make it look beautiful. But fun piece. He's sitting on top of our artificial cake, which I've been lamenting every show. Because in the beginning shows, remember in the beginning shows, I'd go to the Albertsons and I'd buy at the bakery a cake and all these different foods and stuff, and then we'd eat them after the show. Now we have this artificial cake and we don't get to eat them, so kind of not fair. But fun piece. Great piece. This comes in just 2 sizes. They're becoming more and more rare in that there's not too many of them left because they've sold down pretty quickly. And I believe there's about 5 different styles of the African American fairies.
Yeah. This year.
So you can find those on some of the marketplace retailers. I should give a mention or a shout out. Dillards.com or some of the Dillards stores has got a extensive selection of the African American collection. So you can check them out at Dillard's. Either they're online or they're in store as well. So next we are going to go to now can we switch places? Now can you get that way? Okay. Now we're going to go to these fun fairy wine bags. First of all, these are, Brian's already got it up on the screen for me. These pieces are signed. So I like to do one of them while I'm here. But the first time that I gave one of these as a gift, I don't think that people knew what it was because I had it in my hand like this, without a ticket on it, of course. Took it right from the showroom. I had it in my hand like this and was at the front door and was greeting the couple, and I can remember the wife, and she went, "Oh, a Santa Claus." And then I put it in her hand, and she immediately felt and realized that it was a wine bottle inside. And so let me do the take him apart thing. But what great gifts these make, because they're really clever. They snap open, they untie, there's a snap on the back of the neck that undoes, the head falls forward, this loosens up, and the wine bottle comes out. And it's Stella Rosa Peach. Where did we get this at? Okay. Well, at least it's not vodka. But that's how cool they are. And so the fairy wine bags have been a great thing that we've done for years. And they just are a great gift because you bring a bottle of wine over to somebody's house and they're getting it all wrapped up in an amazing package. And so we have 3 of them here today: the Nutcracker, the other one, and the Fairy of Christmas Past, which is in my hand, the Ornament Fairy. We called this one the Ornament Fairy because that was his original design. But great pieces, very fun. So if you're going to somebody's home, these are great pieces to have. You can stick a bottle of wine in them, or you need to stick a bottle of wine in them. And you will be the talk of the town and the hit of the party and the guest of honor when you bring something fun like this. So great way to bring a gift of
and again,
a bottle of wine.
These 3 are signed pieces.
Yes,
correct?
all 3 of them are signed by yours truly. Yeah. You should sign them. You have to copy my signature. So signed pieces.
I'm a left-handed person. Is that going to be okay? Or
I sign with my left foot, so.
Okay.
No, I don't.
So that's good.
Yeah, so let's move on to Sweet Shop Fairy. I had to have something in here that was blue. And so can I have those scissors right there? Thanks, John. Because I want to just do this with this thing here. So I love how easily, I know we kind of did this also, so this is great ideas, but you've got a great centerpiece maybe, And how cool is it to, okay, I'm going to do two things that we're all unplanned here. Rose is going to hold the little guy.
Okay.
And I wanted to show you how you can stand them up in your centerpieces. Fun to be like that. You can maybe have him doing a kneeling pose like this. Ouch, he just hit his head on the top of the stove. But you can tuck him in there and have him amongst your pines and hollies, whether they're fresh or artificial, but just a fun way to add to your centerpieces or something, to put the pieces in. Can we go a little lower so we can, or a back up of we can see the bowl?
There you go.
There we go. So we can see the bowl and how nice the fairy looks in the bowl, and it just finishes it all off. And if you have a centerpiece of fresh greens, pine and cedar and berries and things, that's going to last throughout the whole season. So you can just tuck this guy in. You could also use the stand in the back of his back and just stand him up in there just like that. But great piece to do. I love, of course, this piece. You know, I had to sneak something in with blues because love the blue colors and how traditional it works with the red velvet bows, more red velvet down here. Really pretty. There's great fabrics on this. This is like an embroidered, it's not really a satin, but it's a great, great fabric. It's embroidered with a great kind of a mistletoe design on it with the little mistletoe berries. And then the black and white, the blue and white check. Blue and white check is strong. It's popular, and we know a secret about blue and white check for spring of 2022. But we're not going to tell that secret today.
Okay.
But it goes in their kitchen. Yeah, you remember.
Okay.
She didn't remember right away. Now you remember. So I'm promising you that you're going to see more blue, beautiful blue colors and everything.
And
so.
it's our first time to use this, fabric, right? Am I correct?
We used it.
This
I
is-
think we used it in the spring on some
Okay.
things, and
Yeah.
and this is like black and white. We use black and white in spring and Christmas. This transcends the seasons because it's very timeless.
Yeah.
And so and the rich colors are really, and you got this really rich velvet, how it just jumps against the blue and white, almost like a gingham check to that. So another great gift idea is, don't you want to receive that when you go to somebody's house? What a great gift idea these are.
Yeah. You don't need to do anything. Just open the box and then voila. There you go. Right?
Yeah, that's the great piece
That's-
part of it. It's done, it's finished, and those make great gifts to bring to somebody's house. It's about 125, so you're getting in this case, a fairy, a little French bulldog, all sorts of little stuff going on in there. They're just great pieces, fun pieces. And then there's a larger one, and these have the numbered cards on them, so you're still getting the limited edition
Right.
elf or fairy, whatever is on here. But these larger ones, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 glass ornaments, including the glass bird. And then this elf that's sitting around amongst all this holly and fun stuff. So these are just great pieces to have.
Right.
I've had the ones in my kitchen. I've done the Thanksgiving ones and one of the pumpkin ones which transcended Halloween to Thanksgiving. And I've just gotten, actually this is the one I have. I have this one and one other one I'll show you later. It's cute. And
Great opportunity for me to remind them about the registration card.
cool.
To always fill it up and, fill up the entire information that we have here and then mail it to
The back side.
the back side.
And why is that, Rose?
Why?
What are we about to mail out?
Oh, it's the calendar and the
Spring catalog.
Spring catalog.
Yeah.
It's
Coming.
we're going to do that.
When is that, by the
before-
way?
I think next week.
Oh, it's great. So we're getting them in that they're coming in that soon?
I think that's going to happen soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything is delayed. Everything is late. You know how late last year's was, and that was COVID related. This year's is similar. They couldn't get the paper, actually. Brian
Yeah.
was complaining to me at length about, we can't get the paper, They just couldn't get it. But apparently they have, and I was actually unaware of that when we were mailing it out. So I'm happy we're back on schedule. I'm going to mail it out before Christmas, or by Christmas. So they'll be getting it before New Year, hopefully New Year 2022. with the post office, but they're getting through.
Yeah.
They're making the deliveries, so we should be getting everything good. So, all right. Speaking of the post office, we're going to now talk about the life of luxury fairy. And what does that have to do with the post office? I'm not all that sure, but we are going to go over here. I'm just going to flip over here, and then Rose can be on the other side there. My favorite thing, Rose, I'll ask you first. What's your favorite part about the life of luxury fairy?
Look at this. This one.
As soon as
The
okay.
green.
So the green, and you're not talking about the fabric, are you?
Not the fabric.
John, can you get in actually on the larger one so they'll be able to see it better on screen? What she's looking at is this wad of about 10 $500 bills. We could practically solve the national debt problem right here. So those are
The life.
North Pole $500 bills. So there's a cute story, which I don't know that you know this story or not, but when we
Maybe
first did those artificial fake money, we printed our own money. I swear to God, I literally called the United States Treasury in Washington, D.C. and told them what we were doing, and I wanted to know the proper way to do this. And so, I called them and I'm telling them what I want to do, and take a $100 bill and copy it and print it and make them on thousands of different pieces. And I was explaining to them that it was going to be small, but I don't think they heard that part because I think it was a lady or could have been a man. But it's like, okay, now what is your name again? Okay, Mark Roberts. And what's your city? And gave him the city, Santa Ana. What's the address? I give him the address. What's your phone number? At this point, I'm realizing they're going to come out to the FBI or somebody's going to come out to get me. And so they did ask all these questions and they got really serious. Mm-hmm. And so I said, they said, well, no, wait a minute. Let me explain this more carefully. They're going to be tiny. I just need to know how large I can make them or how small I can make them. So consequently, we ended up making them about this big, 2 or 3 inches, 2 inches in size, because I was afraid of getting arrested by, I don't know who it is, the FBI or the Secret Service. The Secret Service handles counterfeit money. But at some point, we were flagged. Mark Roberts was flagged at the Secret Service in Washington, D.C. about counterfeiting money. So we really did it up. We put Santa's picture on the front and on the back from growing up, I can remember it says, "In God We Trust, all others pay cash." Crazy things like that nobody would believe that we were counterfeiting. But Life of Luxury Fairy, now that you know that little backstory, or as Paul Harvey used to say, now that you know the rest of the story, the Life of Luxury Fairy has a couple $1,000s in his hand and it's just burning in his pocket. He has to spend it. And great colors. So browns, lavenders, corals, pinks, greens, really good colors on this guy. He's a very fun piece to have, and if you don't have him, you now know the story of why you want to get him for the purpose of the money. And I'm going to sign this one. This is a signed piece also. So cool. So that was a fun thing when we first did that money.
When was that?
I want to say about 10 years ago.
Oh.
I think because we've used the same money. I think we did it for a front gate fairy in 2009, if I'm correct. I think it was called the Wall Street Fairy. And it had money in his hand, if I'm correct. I think that was the one. It was a long time ago. But we've reused the money over and over again because, the full faith and credit of the Santa and the North Pole, that money's still good. So we've continued to reuse that. So great fun piece to have, to get. This one's a gift for you. I mean, come on, who's fooling who? This one's a gift for you. Unless you have a banker friend or a teller at the bank that you still go see, give them a nice gift. That would be a great gift for them. They would appreciate it. In fact, he or she would probably say right away, hey, this money is not real. They can tell by just touch. So we're going to move on to, where do we go to next? We go to the mantle. And we are going to look at the Christmas tree elf.
Fun way to do this, right?
Nice how
Look
Jong
at
has it on top of the Christmas
top of
present. How pretty that is. So here's the strange thing. When I saw this up here, we were photographing some of next year's pieces up here. We were doing some work on them. We did we're working on the cover of the catalog for next year. And I grabbed this elf, just put it back downstairs to go ship to the showrooms. And John says, where are you going with that? And I said, this has to go to Atlanta or Dallas. And he said, why? I said, this is one of the new 2022 elves. He says, no, it's not. So ding-a-ling me. I just, because I don't see them. We work on them in the fall, in September and October, and a little bit in November. And then we don't see them. We see them in January at the trade shows, but then in between that, we don't see that much of them because we're doing so many other things. We're always working ahead. And so I don't have a lot of this stuff. And so I literally thought this was one of next year's pieces. So maybe I'm getting too old. Maybe I need memory pills or something. But anyways, but a fun piece. And you think I would know this because he's got blue on him, but what a cute guy.
I just noticed the cardinal.
On the hat?
I didn't, pay attention on that one. Now I know that he has it.
I think that's part of the magic of all our pieces is that there's so many different little details on them that we forget about and that we don't even realize until you start to look at them because there's so much to take in. And that's always the challenge when we're designing them. Because, Jong draws these exquisite, detailed drawings. It's like, okay, how do we make this come to life? And it can be a challenge. So I'm sure he put a cardinal on the top. It's like, okay, now we need to find a little cardinal and a next size cardinal for this one up here. We need this size cardinal. There he is there. So they're actually a little bit different. That one's feathered cardinal, and this one's a sparkled cardinal. But yeah, cute pieces. And great way to have them doing ta-da stuff there. Then we have, it's great in the large size with the tree on his head. So that is the Christmas tree elf, of course. So now we're going to move on to the Fairy of Miracles. And this is another one of those gifts that gives again. And that is because is he tied in here? Or I bet he is. Can I take him out?
Oops.
I think he's tied in.
Yeah.
But he benefits the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis. And what a great facility that is. I had the opportunity in 2008, I believe. Wanda and Bill Goodman took us there.
I was about to,
Remind me.
mention that.
Remind me. So those are good customers of ours. They're retired now. But took us, their stores in Memphis, and took us to St. Jude. We had already started the process, and we got to meet the CEO of the hospital, which I thought was impressive. I was waiting for Marlo Thomas to come out, but I didn't get to meet her, but Danny Thomas's daughter who founded it. But anyways, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we've done Fairy of Miracles since 2008, so that's 12, 13 years now. Great piece. Again, it's a gift that gives more than once. It's got these great purple colors on him, and he's got a sign on it that Angela made for us that says, "Expect miracles." Can we get this one here, John? I'm going to help you out with this. Expect miracles, which is nice. Because we do need him. We added this. I know a lot of you guys know what that is. We added that to his hand. But really a wonderful piece, a great gift. It comes in 3 sizes, and perfect gift for anybody. Because anybody that knows anything about St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, it's a great facility, great place, great organization. So let's go ahead and support them. A portion of what you purchase, I've already committed to donate to St. Jude every year. So we've been doing that again we've donated an awful lot to them over the years, and we're glad to do that. It's a great place.
Yep.
So,
that's right.
Okay, now we decided we were going to sit down and take a break. So we have a couple things to show you here, and yours is first.
Oh, then we need to stand up again. Or
Okay.
do you want to just...
So Rose's puppy dog is a poodle, and this was one of our tablescapes. This is the Snowflake's Magic one, and so cute with the lavender color on there, whites, just really pretty colors going on in here. Great tablescape. It's good size. It's about 20 inches long, maybe about 12 inches wide, 12 by 20 or 11 by 20, but nice size piece.
Yeah.
Cute with the dogs. You can easily add a little fairy elf to the back here. Fun little stuff. Great gifts. These have all been popular this year. We've done them for spring. We did some for 4th of July, fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. But they've all been really popular. We've done a lot of them. And know that we do all the assembly and makeup here in our warehouse in California. So you're providing labor. We're providing the labor. You're providing the jobs to support these. So American assembled at least. So we're glad to do that. And the guys and girls do a great job with those, making these up. So then the other one, and I have the other one at home. It's over on my other side over here. And that is with this little Dalmatian. And he's so cute. So I have this guy in my kitchen. But he is too cute with his little puppy dog. And he's kind of in the kitchen between the kitchen and the family room, so it's kind of a transition spot. And it's perfect for there. I love it because the little Dalmatian is playing with the red and white glass ball, and then this elf with another Christmas tree on his head. Mm-hmm. Too cute. Another Christmas tree going on. Just a fun, fun piece. I like the colors. And there we go. We're coming down on it. See all the details going on. And then that darling little puppy Dalmatian is just, you see him playing with the glass ball. So, so pretty. So just magical. So great, great gift. Okay, next is going to be, now we're going to sit down. Now we're going to sit down. And we are going to do Santa. I'm going to just put him on the table here.
Do you need help,
You can
Mark?
have that, just that. And I'm just going to move the Holy Family for just a minute, Rose.
Okay.
And go ahead and just put him right in there.
Okay.
Now we get to sit down. How nice is that? Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I like sitting down. Yeah, this is fun to do these shows this way, huh? Because we can't get in trouble with the boss saying, hey, were you sitting down on the job? Santa's stocking. What a fun piece. Great colors, great details. I love that blue in the front of him again. And you guys know that I love blue. But the lower part of his shirt, the lower part, John, there you go. It's just a little bit of an accent, but it's an important accent. And it really jumps with the green, the sage green, and the contrast with the red that's above it. And then it's trimmed out real nicely. So really just great use of color with these. And you know, when John draws these out, he provides so many opportunities to add different layers of fabrics that it actually becomes a challenge to find the right combination of fabrics that are prints and solids, shiny and velvets that absorb the light or reflect the light, and how all that works together, which ones we can use, glittered fabrics. It really becomes a challenge to do all that. And so it's just a fun thing to do.
So how many different kinds of fabrics?
Oh, Lord, I didn't know you were going to ask that. Now I got to get up off my... One, two, three, 4 in the hat alone. And then, now we've reused most of those fabrics, but 5, 6, 7, looks like about 7 or 8 fabrics. The way we reused them, you don't notice. In other words, the blue is here at the end of the hat. It's under his shirt here, which is also part of his shirt. His arms are going to be part of his shirt. So that's part of it. And this is like a vest that's going over the top of that. And then just great combinations with the red velvet, with this printed pattern going on here. And it's just really pretty. This guy has a glass Christmas ornament in his hand. So I showed a Santa, I think it was last show, that had this glass ornament in it. And to tell you the backstory on that, when we first did these, when do you think that was? The first time we used those was 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And to get those little glass ornaments, because they're small, I think we had to order 2,000 or 3,000 of them. So the factory has a heart attack. It says, wait a minute, we can't order this many of them. I said, well, we promise you we'll use them. And the challenge that we have is that we don't use them every year, and that we use them in different ways. And so a lot of the things that we have lots of them that are just, we have a lot of stuff in our bag, basically, in our bag of tricks that we can pull out. Let's use this that we've had, we haven't used that in a long time. So we've got lots of different stuff that we are able to use, and we always use them in different ways. So while the ornament is the same, we trim it differently. On a different Santa, it's on the end of his hat. This one's in his hand. Another one, it may be on a present or in an elf's hand. But we reuse them in different ways that you really don't even notice. So, but I'm giving you some of our secrets. But this is how we can sometimes make the pieces special and unique, is gathering things from all sorts of locations. And sometimes we're forced to buy a lot of them. And as long as it's beautiful, it doesn't matter. Because we're going to use it. If we don't use it now, we'll use it later.
We'll use it later. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I'm going to put Santa back, and I'll let you put the Holy Family back.
Okay.
And then we're going to go over to the tree, the other tree. And let's see, Holly Berry Elf. This is one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why. Because he has 2 things that, for me, that I love, and that is the brown Look at the combination of the brown and the green, how nice this looks together, how that really complements each other. And then his pants are embroidered. And there is a holly and ribbon. Let's see, I'm trying to think which way to go. Holly and ribbons. Okay, let's lift up your shirt for a little bit there, dude. And see how pretty is that. This embroidered fabric came from India, from a design house that does fabrics for all sorts of fashionable endeavors. And so this has been a great fabric that we've used periodically. We did have to buy a lot of it. Great combination of colors. You've got reds and white, creamy whites with the green holly, and then this rich chocolatey brown goes great with the red berries and the green on the pants. Just great, great colors together.
They complement, right?
Complement each other, yeah, beautifully,
They
exactly.
complement each other.
Unlike some of us, we're harassing each other downstairs in the office, playfully harassing each other. We get along great, all of us. We have a great team. So this guy, the Hollyberry Elf, comes in 2 sizes. And if you will notice, and I'll bet you guys have, we reused the trees that we used from last week's show because it's only been a week and it's hard to tear it all down and reset it all up and everything. So we reused the trees, but we used them with different pieces, and I'm going to show you something on the next large tree that will really point that out to you. Which is going to be, speaking of that, I'm going to sign this piece also, the gift-giving elf, whose I knocked over right before the show. I think John gave me a dirty look for it. Fun guy. He's got some great colors going on. This green color is just really special because it's a very soft and subtle, got a little bit of blue going on in it, very, very pretty, but real pretty piece. This guy is going to be signed. He's the gift-giving elf, so of course he has to be on our gift show. So, and this guy will be signed on their hands, and you can get these. Yeah, you know, there's not been that many opportunities to get signed pieces this year.
Right.
So I haven't done in-store signings for, I guess, two years.
Signed pieces, they can get it from William Glenn.
They have
And
some.
then- yes.
They're going to
and
get them on the marketplace. They're based on the marketplace.
Right, yeah.
So you'll see on the marketplace different pieces that are signed by me, and that means that the store has them in their possession, signed already, and so they can get those. What I wanted to show you on this tree, and you can see it from where we are right now, and then a little bit later John will pull back, but let's just look at it as it is now. This is the same tree that I talked about last week, where we talked about while you're using fashionable colors, it's going to look very traditional. And there's even this yellow, and there's reds and pinks and lavenders and greens and softer greens. We've got these traditional birds going on here, the red poinsettias. It still looks very traditional, and yet it gives you a little bit more style. And I love how John put the balls, he extended them out on these branches, and how nice that makes the trees look. And Rose is posing, got him there. John, can you get a look at that fairy, that elf that Rose just posed right in here? On the same type of branch. How happy is he? I mean, that's great. They look so cool on the trees. So he's happy because he's getting signed.
Yep.
And he knows he's getting a home. So great piece, the gift-giving elf. This is one of the signed pieces. That's the last signed piece of the show, but you'll see them different ones on there. Next, we're going to go and talk about the 12 days of Christmas.
What's the first day?
Partridge in a pear tree.
Oh,
Don't ask me to sing the whole thing. Rose has a beautiful voice, and Rose can sing. I can't sing, but you truly. I know you sing at church, the choir,
Yes.
and you lead us in singing. Different sometimes here at the office, but you sing
Yeah,
beautifully.
I love music. It's a gift, by the way.
It is a gift. So it's your gift that you give to us, and that you've been given at the same
Yeah.
time. Okay, so the 12 days of Christmas. The story behind this is of our 12 days of Christmas. Is that we have been releasing 3 styles each year.
Correct.
So we are releasing in 2021, this year, numbers 7, 8, and 9. And the 7 swans a swimming, the 8 maids a milking, and the 9 ladies dancing. I have never done that backwards until just now. So it's always easier to do it backwards, 9, 8, 7. But great piece. What I think I've showed you on these before, but I want to show you again, is there are some consistencies about them. And they are, I'll start at the bottom since that's where the camera is. They all have the same red velvet boot with this gold and white trimmings and the little green jewel. So all of the 12 Days elves are going to have the same feet attire. So they go well together. You see them as a collection.
Okay.
Easy.
Thanks
It
for pointing that out.
also has the pear on the belt buckle, and it has a number. So it tells us this is the 8 maids of milking. That's really helpful for us that forget sometimes. So those are really the 2 things that are the most consistent in them. Maybe the other is that their legs, all stripes go
Stripes. Ah,
horizontal. I had to
okay.
pause and think about that. So this is 8 maids of milking here, cute. 7 swans of swimming is right next to you there, Rose.
Yep.
Great colors. And then 9 ladies dancing. John, if we can go up, it's got the black and white
With the
detail.
black and
Beautiful.
white,
You
yeah.
know, that black and white is classic and it's timeless. And we know that we're going to show some black and white for spring already, and how classic and timeless is that. And we're showing it here in Christmas. So 12 Days of Christmas, great pieces, great gifts. Get somebody that collects and wants that fun, something fun like that.
You know what? Thanks for pointing that out. This.
You forgot,
This-
didn't you? You forgot.
I didn't pay attention to be
No,
honest
you just
with
forgot. Just like me, I forget all the time.
But it's really good, you know. That's why I love to be, you know, in the show.
There we go.
Running.
I wanted to say in the beginning, when you were saying all that, I wanted to say she's really, because she said she's like shy and all that other stuff. If you ever watched, and I know most of you have, I Love Lucy. Lucy always wanted to be in Ricky Ricardo's shows, and she did everything she could. She's the same way. She's the same way.
Oh
So-
my.
so,
Okay.
which is fun, lovable, playful, and so. But you can sing better than Lucy. She can make us laugh better than anybody, but you can sing better than her.
Okay.
Okay, we still have a few more things to talk about and do. So I guess we get to go back over to the fireplace, because while we were doing this, Jong was actually doing our job, which was, thank you, Jong, was resetting something because we wanted to put something on the fireplace. So John, if we can almost come back to where we started, and we'll start out and look at the nativity on the table, and then we're going to also go to the mantle. So we have the beautiful nativity down here, which we're showcasing on the coffee table. And then up on the mantle, and we were debating this as we were doing it. I said, no, I want to put this on the mantle, and you can now zoom in, John, because I like to having a nativity on the mantle. I think that's a great place for a nativity. And this one, we call this one our Praying Angel Nativity. And it's got the tapestry colors, which is tapestry fabrics, which are just gorgeous. But it's pretty because you've got the angel looking over the Holy Family, almost like a guardian angel looking over the Holy Family. The colors are fresh on here. I think the lavenders, the blues, the turquoise, golds, just really rich colors.
This coming Sunday, it's the third Advent.
Third?
Yeah, coming
I
Sunday.
thought it was the second one. Wow.
No.
Okay,
And this
what do
is
I
the
know?
color. Call it
Oh.
Gaudete, if I'm correct.
Okay, I trust
Meaning
you.
joy. Yeah.
So the
So that's gonna
third,
be-
I always thought the fourth Sunday was where the pink candle got lit. It's the third?
No, third. Fourth is, it goes to the purple color.
The purple, okay.
Yeah.
Got
So first, second, purple. Third is pink.
it. Uh-huh.
So this is going to be our, color when, the choir has that, follows the, what do you call it? The color of the church. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. I'm learning a lot. Last Thursday or the week before, we went to the cathedral, actually, here in Orange County, Christ Cathedral, and we did the rosary. They did a big program, and it was actually very engaging and very enlightening. I learned a lot. It was interesting. So great piece to have. Love the nativity. I'm going to have to grab one of these because this is really one of my favorite special pieces that can go in so many different places. And I want to open this up here because I want to see this sage green fabric more. The way they're done, they're kind of already posed for you with the fabrics, and they roll the fabrics, and they do such great work on these. These come out of the Philippines, and they do really a good job. Your homeland,
Yes.
they do a beautiful job making the nativity pieces. So great piece. This is the praying angel nativity, or the angel praying over the nativity. And then now we can sit down again.
Thank you.
So now we have a few things to do still, which are, we have a few Q&A, and we're behind on all this stuff. So Terry, thank goodness for Terry, my goodness, up in
I
Washington State.
know.
Terry does the Facebook pages more than anybody else. She moderates them and kind of runs them and does a great job. So Terry emailed me some questions, and I neglected them for a day or two because I got busy with other things. And so I just printed them out here, and I'm just going to go over them just off of this. But one of the pieces that she's asking, or one of the questions that somebody's asking is, will you be making more peacock pieces? And Terry had to bite her tongue because I gave her a heads up. And the reason I gave her a heads up was she either phoned me or texted me, messaged me, and said people really are loving the peacock stuff, and which I knew because our peacocks are sold out, the big ones. We've been, Front Gate has been has them in their catalog, and they've sold them really well, the big peacock. So I texted Jong that night, and I just said, Madam Peacock Claus. That's all I did. I just texted him, and he just texted back, said, I love the idea. And so that's, we don't even have to necessarily talk about it too much, but there is a Madam Peacock Claus coming for 2022 Christmas, and she is spectacular. I don't have a sample here to show you. Actually, we do downstairs in the warehouse, but they're being packed up to be shipped to the Atlanta and Dallas showrooms. So you will see that, and you're going to see other peacock things because the colors and the details are just exquisite. So another question is, will you make more Christmas cards? It's actually nice to hear that.
Oh, okay. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
We've done two different versions of them. We did a very vintage, old-fashioned Victorian style, and then we did a more modern style 3 or 4 years later, and we were pretty successful with them. So I don't know that answer. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll have to see. But it's hearing that people want them is a seed that's been planted. Let's put it that way. No guarantees but we'll consider it. We'll try to. Another question I thought was interesting was, and I know we just showed. I showed on Facebook post the dreidel fairy as a background to wish people happy Hanukkah about 10 days ago or 15 days ago. And so somebody asked, where can I find the 2016 dreidel fairy? And I looked at the question and said, huh? I said, no, that's from, I knew it was old, but it's from 2006, not 2016. And so where you can find it, good luck. They're hard to find. I think I actually used the menorah fairy in my Facebook post, but there is when we did the Hanukkah fairies, we did, I think, the menorah fairy, the Hanukkah fairy, and the dreidel fairy. And I think we did them over every 2 years or something. So it's either 2004, 6, and 8, or 2, 4, and 6. I think it's 2004, 6, and 8 that we did those. So where to find that dreidel fairy is very hard to find. I think you're just going to have to just keep looking because we don't have any of them for sure. And they're hard to find. So that's, I think, a lot of these, special pieces, that's always a question is, where do you get them? Once they're gone, they're gone. We don't make a lot of anything. So, when they're...
And, if I remember it correctly, I've been getting, like emails every year asking if you're going to design a new, fairy for the
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Yeah. So I said,
okay, maybe we'll have to look into that. We've done all of 2022. Everything: spring, fall, summer, winter, Christmas. We've done everything for 2022, except, and I'm going to tell you that in a little bit, one piece, which is very late, and that's why we're a little disorganized today, because we're still working on it. Because I think I texted Jong again. I'll tell you about that story in a little bit. But another thing, while we're on the dreidel fairy, Terry asked me to mention to you, if you want to post a picture in Mark Roberts Magic on that Facebook page, on Mark Roberts Magic, and I think you need to put the ISO in search of on the title. There, Terry works on organizing and trying to help you find things. Be patient. It's not easy on some of these hard things to find. I'm sure she enlists you a lot. So
I just got an email from Terry today. Actually, one of the, I think her name is Elizabeth, looking for one of our nativity set. And I already emailed her. I found it, and I gave the information to Terry to just contact the retailer. We have it. Yeah.
Terry's good about helping people to find things.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all the Q&A. There's a whole page, but I only highlighted about 4 or 5 of them because there's a lot of different questions here, but we're limited on our time a little bit, and we tend to go over time. Another thing that I wanted to do is a shout out to some of the great collectors. There's a lot of people, but what I did want to do was people that are helping with I think there's 2 different Facebook pages. There's Mark Roberts Magic and another one. I forget the name.
Don't ask me, okay?
But so some of the people that are helping out on that, Peggy King, she's in Florida. Now Peggy and I have Facebooked back and forth messaged for years. So sometime when I'm in Florida, Peggy, I'm going to get to meet you. And in the same town that you're in, Brian Horton is there too, so I'm going to have to meet both of you guys from Florida. But Peggy, I know, is really helpful with the Facebook page with an expert advisor. Brian helps out with a lot of those things also, so thanks you guys. And then I want to go around the world. Singapore, Henry Armani. Henry does those great posts with those beautiful pictures. He really knows how to photograph, and almost like Maria does. Beautiful photography, and really shows them off really well. So Henry's really, over there in Singapore, another other side of the world. Then
Steve Garcia.
Okay, there we go. Steve Garcia's in
Texas.
Texas. He's in
Corpus
Corpus Christi. He's working at a store right now there. So what's the store?
Farmer's Daughter, if I'm correct. Yeah.
You're always correct. I never disagree with you. Wow, so we're going to just pop a few names up. Rich Calargery. I'm not saying it right, Rich, sorry. He's in England. I need to put the accent on when I do that. But I've seen great pictures of Rich, what he does. Great stuff. Great details. Kimberly Carroll, she loves peacocks. Terry said she loves peacocks and is probably pushing us to do more. You're probably, Kimberly, you're probably one of the people that pushed Terry over the edge, that she had to contact me and say, are you going to make something for peacock for spring or for Christmas next year? And so what a great push that was. So thank you for that. Daniel Montgomery is in Australia and in Morgan, Australia. And I have no idea where Morgan, Australia is, but Terry's talks about him, and I've seen some of the posts and everything. And so really, we've got lots of great retailers in Australia also. Melbourne has quite a few really good retailers, Sydney as well. But those of you in Australia, you've got a lot of great retailers. You've got a lot of great resources there that I can think of. There's quite a few, 3 or 4 stores that are really, really invested big in the Mark Roberts, and so you really carry it.
I remember one, Ambience.
Christmas Elves,
Connie,
Quacks Christmas. I'm going to get in trouble for not remembering all of them. So, but there's lots of great retailers, and we're glad to engage with those retailers in Australia because they've been really great support of us. Marsha Lapointe also is a great collector, and shout out to you all. There's so many more that it would just be remiss if we miss all of them, but we're going to miss a lot of them. So, but meaning I'll forget all of them.
Let's not forget Maria. She's, watching, right?
Hi, Maria. I love your photos. I actually got an upgraded iPhone because of her. When I saw her pictures, I was texting her, where did you get that? What phone do you use? And so I got the new iPhone because of her to get the beautiful pictures. And so, yeah. So why are we a little bit disorganized here? I'm supposed to do something like tell you something we don't already know. We did Q&A. Let's see what else there is to. I got to do that with my. Tell you something we don't already know. 2 or 3 things. John, can you look over my shoulder here to my little doggy friend here? Now, this guy is an old dog. Not this one. This is an old dog that you can't teach new tricks to. But this one is a cute old dog that, can we even see his top hat? I might want to put him on the floor here. I'm going to bring him down lower because it's hard to see with all the detail going on up above. So I'm going to put him at my feet. So this is another item that I texted to Jong. God, I don't know what, yesterday or something, afternoon. And I said, because we've been selling these really, really well. I love this dog. We're sold out of them. We have 0 left. Some stores may have them, but I believe that most of the stores are sold out. If you see it and you love it, get it, because there's no more to get for this year. But we just called this Christmas dog, and it was a really fun piece. But I texted Jong and I said, let's do a Nutcracker dog for next year. I mean, this is just like yesterday. So we're just coming up with it at the last second. And so, John, I'm going to let you zoom in on this. So, Jong, this is how fast he draws. And so cool, how cool is that? Perfect. So the dog has a little bit of Nutcracker costume on. There's a North Pole elf that's going to be sitting on his hat, and he's going to be having a gold horn that proclaims Merry Christmas. So this is for 2022.
What is it? Oh, okay. It comes with that one.
Yeah.
Christmas.
So we're just, and it's good. I'm actually
Christmas.
penciling in the
Little
approximate
banner.
measurements of it, of how big the banner will be. But it'll be similar size as this. So this is going to be, a 2.5 foot doggy. So we'll use the same dog, but we're going to dress them differently. And what'll be nice is you can have one on one side of the door and one on the other side of the door. But a very, very fun piece. Another part of Tell You Something You Don't Already Know, and that is on Rose's side, and I'm going to come over there. You can sit down.
Okay.
I'm going to come
Thank
over
you
here.
for allowing me to sit down longer. I'm resting right now.
You're good.
Just teasing.
This is a Santa for next year. We're doing a lot of great large-scale pieces. So this is, I don't remember his name, but this is Santa on the Goose, for the lack of a better name. But what a great piece this is. The swan, this brown fabrics, it's very rich. Well, the great thing about the swan is his wings are posable. Even though they're feathered wings, they're posable. We wired them, we engineered that so that you could pose his wings. And I think, is Santa connected? I believe he is. Well, he's not connected. So, but a great, great Santa. But this is how he will come with the reins. Beautiful piece. So this is next year's, one of about half a dozen grand scale pieces that we're doing. I mean, there's a lot of big pieces that we're doing for next year. And so this was one of the fun ones that we did, put together, and just a magical, magical piece. So you've gotten a sneak peek at next Christmas, a great peek at this Christmas, and I think that we are just going to end with a fun Merry Christmas from Roberto from Puerto Rico, who sent in this great video that we're going to close our show with today, and we're just going to wish them all a Merry Christmas.
Hi, my name is Roberto from San Juan, Puerto Rico. My best wishes to you all, the joy, the merriments of this season. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad,